Test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Willem C and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to wrap up the hard seltzer video. I was going to break it up into two more pieces, the cold crash and the flavoring end of it. Both of those videos ended up just real short. There's not a whole lot to do with either one of those parts of the job. So we're going to put them together. Lucky for you, that means a lot of bad editing headed your way, so you're welcome. Sorry in advance. We'll get better at this as we go along. But yeah, man, so the seltzer came out great. I wish I had some here to try. I ended up taking it somewhere for the holidays, and it was a hit. So I feel like we're going to do it again. We're going to get a little more creative with it maybe next time as far as the flavoring of the seltzer goes. I mean, the possibilities are endless with this. Alcoholic water, great, right? What flavor do you like? Blueberry, raspberry, orange, cranberry, lemon. I mean, the list goes on, and you can make a taro. There's so much you can do with this. And why I really enjoyed making the seltzer, it just felt like you could step outside any boundaries and be fine. A lot of times you're making beer, especially with a bunch of people who brew a lot of beer or drink a lot of beer, they're real specific about the grains and the times and the yeast that you use. And sometimes it's just like, come on, man, I just want to make something that's going to get me drunk. Wow, this is your thing, man. Same thing with wine, everybody's trying to hit these perfect profiles, and it doesn't take any of the fun away out of it, but it kind of takes away the creative aspect from it. Merlot's Merlot, right? You can't fancy it up or it's something different. So the hard seltzers are cheap, easy, fast, and you can do just whatever you want to with them. So with that being said, let's get into it. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to DIY with Willem C. We're here continuing our hard seltzer project that we started. Right now it has fermented down to 0.996, which is awesome. Right where we wanted to be. We started at 1.04, now we're down to 0.996. It's held that stable temperature now for probably about 4 days, and that's what we want to see. We want to see it get as low as it can, and then just hold that steady, so fermentation's done. Right now, it's drinkable. It has a little wine kind of smell to it. Looks really good, nice and clear. No real off-putting odors or anything, so that's good. We can totally just start drinking it right now. We're going to go ahead and go forward, and everything from here on out is simply for show. Now we want to dial it in and make it perfect, so we're going to cold crash it first before we flavor the seltzer. And what cold crashing is going to do, it's all for looks. It's just to get it super clear. When you cold crash beer, you're just trying to get a real clear beer out of it. You know, something you can put your glass up and see the other side. Tend to see that more, you know, with lagers, of course. And then in wine making, you're just trying to get a really clear wine, so you want to cold crash it. And what that does is, you know, you've got the yeast cake at the bottom, and most of the solids have dropped out. Anything that's real fine is probably still going to be floating around inside that bucket. You may not even be able to see it. And like I said, it may not bother you. You can drink it right now, but when you drop those temperatures quickly, what it's going to do, it's going to coagulate all the other proteins and different little fine solids that might not drop out on its own. It's going to bring them all together, and it's going to be heavy enough to fall out to the bottom. And that's what we want to do. So pretty simple process. We've got a bottling bucket down here and a little siphon. All this was pre-sanitized before I started. You pick up some sanitizer for cheap and just make sure everything after the boil ends is sanitized. Everything is sanitized. You don't want any foreign yeast or anything like that growing inside your stuff. So it's pretty simple and straightforward process. I'm going to stick this in the hose down in there. Oh. Usually helps if you drop it on the floor at least once. You know, all that sanitizing we did sure is paying off right now. And we'll get a siphon started. Another thing I'd like to mention here, always put a towel down. If you want your wife to let you to continue all these fun projects in home brewing, put a towel down, man. Save you a lot of trouble. So now we're just gonna let this go from one side to the other. Alright, now we've transferred from one bucket to the other. Like I said, this next step is totally not necessary. I can, so I'm going to do so. But so what I'm going to do is I've got a chest freezer that I've hooked up a Inkbird temperature controller to it, and right now it's at 68 degrees. What I'm going to do is drop the temperature 10 degrees a day until I've reached right around 32 degrees. And I'll probably hold that for just a couple more days until the next time I have time to do this, which will probably be next weekend, and we'll wrap up the flavoring and carbonating end of this. But yes, so we'll take this, we'll drop it down 10 degrees a day. Once it hits 32, we'll just hold it flat, and that will drop out all the extra little solids in there. And that's that, really. There's not a whole lot to it after this. Like I said, it's not necessary. You can drink it now and have yourself a grand old time. But we're going to go ahead and push a little bit further. We'll catch you next time. We'll kind of recap what we've done here. What we did is we took 5 gallons of water, heated it up, then we added some corn sugar to it. We let that heat up for maybe another 10 minutes, stirred in our yeast nutrient, pitched the yeast. We let the yeast do its thing for about a week and a half. It took a little longer than I expected. I attribute that probably to bad fermentation temperature controls. I feel like if I would have kept those temperatures higher in the range that it was supposed to have been, it would have finished off a lot quicker. I just threw it in a bucket in the corner, so the temperatures got pretty low, so I'm pretty sure that's why it took longer than I expected. A week and a half still isn't bad to get fermentation done. I was going for the 4 days. That didn't happen, but so we took it, we transferred it to this bucket to cold crash it, and what we're left now with is just a nice clear, clean cider. It's completely drinkable right now. It smells not like much of anything really right now. If I had to say anything, it was slightly a little white wine scent, but there's really not much to it. So we'll go ahead and take our tilt hydrometer out. This guy's been doing all the work, taking care of making sure the temperature is stable and let me know where the yeast is at in its progress. Those things are great. So now what we've done, we got in our bottling bucket, and we're just going to run a hose from here down into the keg. Pretty simple. Turn the thing, there it goes. While that's draining, we're going to mix in our flavors. We decided we were going to do a cranberry orange cider. Sounds good enough. So I got an ounce of cranberry flavor, and I got an ounce of orange flavor. I want this to probably be more cranberry than orange. So I'm just going to add 1 ounce of cranberry and half an ounce of orange. And it's just going to go straight into the bucket. And as this fills, it's going to help stir it up and mix it. I'm going to take our orange flavor. It smells really good. We're just going to eyeball half an ounce. If we decided this was super good and we liked it a bunch, we could take better care with trying to do small samples and figure out the perfect ratios to put in there. But since our first test run, we're just going to see how it goes. And now we wait for it to get into the keg. Alright, now we're just going to tilt it so we get all the cider out we can. That's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you liked watching. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, and see what we make next. Boom! Game over.